Good morning, students. Here we start with the gross anatomy of the arrangement of the cardiac muscles. So, in the gross anatomy of the arrangement of the cardiac muscles, a very interesting and very simple way of understanding. The cardiac muscles are arranged in two different compartments, atrial and ventricular muscles. So, when we discuss the gross anatomy of atrial muscles, the atrial muscles are divided into two sets, superficial and deep. So therefore here superficial muscles and the deep muscles. A very interesting flow chart. In the superficial muscles, the atrial group of muscles, we are going to understand each and every category, each and every sets of muscles by line diagram, and it's very simple and very interesting. So superficial, the atrial muscles, as they are divided into two sets, superficial and deep, the superficial muscles are arranged. This arrangement is what we are going to understand. So the superficial muscles are arranged transversely. Deep muscles, they are again divided into two sets. Please note down, this is a very interesting and simple flow chart. How to memorize. The deep muscles, they are again divided into two sets according to the pattern of their arrangement. The first pattern will be, they are annular, and the second will be, they are looped muscles. So annular, they are arranged in annular set, and secondly they are also arranged in a looped manner, looped set. This is how the atrial musculature is arranged. Now with line diagram, very simple. If you simply draw a line diagram, this is the cross section of both the atria and this is the interatrial septum. Supposing cross section of both the atrial chambers, this is interventricular septum. Now the atrial muscles, which we have divided into superficial and deep, the superficial group of muscles, they are arranged transversely. That means they will be arranged in such a way that they are common within both the walls of the atria. They are common. Supposing this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium. So within the walls, within these walls, the muscles are arranged. The muscles are arranged within these walls of the atria. They are common and they are arranged transversely. So the superficial atrial muscles, this is the line diagram in which the superficial atrial muscle, they are common in both the walls of the atria and they are arranged transversely. And they will pass into interatrial septum. They will pass into interatrial septum. They are arranged transversely. So therefore, contraction of this superficial group of muscles, this transversely arranged fibers will result in reduction of, it will result in the reduction of antero-posterior diameters of both the atria as well as reduction of transverse diameters of both the atria. That is what the diameters will be reduced by contraction of this superficial group of atrial muscles, transversely arranged fibers. It will help in reduction of the, when it contracts, it will reduce the antero-posterior as well as transverse diameter of the both the atria. So this is about superficial group of muscles. Now deep group of muscles. In the deep group of muscles, as we have seen in the flow chart, it is divided into two sets, the looped and annular. So in the deep group, here as we have shown the looped and annular, we draw here very interesting diagram. Now here simply a sagittal section. Now this is the sagittal section here of the heart, and here we show the roof of the, this is the roof of the atrial chamber, common atrial chamber. This is the roof of both the atria. This is a sagittal section, atria and ventricles. Therefore, the looped fibers, here the looped fibers, the deep part of the atrial musculature, which we have the set as looped set, the looped fibers, they are arranged in such a way that they are present in the wall, that is in the roof portion of the atria. This is the roof of the atria. So they are present in the wall, but which part of the wall? In the roof portion of both the atria, common atrial chamber. And they will connect. What they will connect? They will connect the AV, atrioventricular openings. So supposing here there is one atrioventricular opening, over here there will be another atrioventricular opening, AV rings, atrioventricular rings. So this is the arrangement of the looped fibers. So in the deep musculature or the deep muscle fibers of the atrial group of muscles, first pattern is the looped pattern, which they will connect the AV rings, and they are present in the roof portion of the common atrial chamber. As a result of which, when they contract, the vertical diameter of the atria will be compressed. The vertical diameter will be reduced, rather. So when they contract, the vertical diameter of the atria will be reduced. And therefore here we can mark this as the looped fibers. Now second variety here, annular. The deep set will contain annular variety. Annular fibers will surround the venous openings. Supposing here these are the venous openings. Here if I show only the two sectional views of the venous opening, then annular fibers will surround the venous openings. So simply here we can mention this as the annular fibers. They are surrounding the venous openings. So what will they do? When they compress, they will prevent the backwards flow of blood from the atria into the venous channels during atrial systolic contraction. So they will prevent the reflex of the blood, within the venous channels during atrial systolic contraction. That is the function of annular musculature, the annular set of muscles which are surrounding the venous openings. So here we have finished the atrial musculature, superficial as well as the deep variety, which we have finished. Now we come to ventricular musculature. Now in the ventricular musculature, here these are the ventricular muscles. They are again divided like atrial muscles into superficial and deep. So with the help of flow chart here, the superficial as well as the deep. Now the superficial group of muscles in ventricular, they are arranged, their arrangement will be spiral. They are arranged in spiral formation. The superficial group of muscles in ventricular musculature, arrangement is spiral. Deep group of muscles in ventricular musculature, their deep group, they are arranged in this manner. Here I will draw in this manner. They are exactly arranged in this shaped loops. So this is known as a particular shape of a loop. So they are arranged in this shaped looped fibers. This is how the arrangement of the deep group of muscles will be there, according to this shape, which is representing the specialized loop fibers. Now, again, both we will show with the help of diagram. Very easy, very simple. Now here superficial is arranged in spiral group. So therefore, in spiral group, once again, if we draw just a sectional view of the common ventricular chamber here. In this, we need to show the fibrous skeleton very fast. So in the fibrous skeleton, if you draw it very fast, we take the help of pink color. Now here, if I show pulmonary trunk, the aortic annulus, pulmonary annulus, aortic annulus, which we already have discussed, the mitral and tricuspid annulus, and this represents the fibrous skeleton. This will represent the tendon of infundibulum. This is the central fibrous body, and this is pulmonary annulus, this is aortic annulus, this is the left atrioventricular annulus, this is the right atrioventricular annulus, and therefore this is the fibrous skeleton. And if we show somewhere over here the papillary muscles, here we show the papillary muscles. So these are the papillary muscles. So therefore our superficial The superficial group of muscles are spirally arranged and they will take origin from, with the help of white, I will show, they will take origin from the fibrous skeleton. This is the fibrous skeleton which we have drawn. They will take origin from fibrous skeleton and they are inserted into the papillary muscles. But here, as they are inserted into papillary muscles, they will represent spiral course. They will represent spiral course. So spirally, they will take origin from fibrous skeleton and then in the form of a spiral course, they will then be inserted into the papillary muscles. This is common in right and left ventricle both. This arrangement is present, it is common in both the ventricles in this way. So from fibrous skeleton they will take origin and spirally they are directed and getting inserted in the papillary muscles. That is the arrangement, spiral group of arrangement, and these are the superficial muscles, ventricular muscles. Now at the apex, these superficial muscles will again be spirally twisted and they will be continuous with the deep group of ventricular muscles. They will be continuous with the deep group of ventricular muscles. As a result of which, this spiral arrangement, now here if you simply mark it as the spiral group of muscles, when they contract, they will reduce the longitudinal diameter of the ventricles. This is very important. When the spiral group of muscles contract, they will reduce the longitudinal diameter. That means that will be this diameter of the ventricle. That is the role of spiral group of muscles, which are superficial ventricular musculature, superficial ventricular muscles. Now we come to the deep. Now the deep variety, as we have already shown in the flow chart, they are arranged in a spatial loop. This is the spatial loop. Deep variety, they are arranged in a spatial loop. Same we are going to draw with the help of a line diagram as they are arranged in a spatial loop. So here, if we draw a very important sectional view which we have drawn previously also, if you recollect, this is the cross section of both the ventricles. Now, this is the cross section of both the ventricles in which this is the interventricular septum. Over here, this is the left ventricle lumen, the lumen of the left ventricle. This is the lumen of the right ventricle. Now here, we show the papillary muscles in both. So, we show the papillary group of muscles here. In both the ventricles, we show the papillary group of muscles. And as we show the papillary muscles, we show interventricular septum. So therefore, now, the fibers, the deep set of fibers, as they are arranged in this loop, this shape, they will connect the papillary muscles of both the ventricles through interventricular septum, and that is why that shape will be there. So supposing they are connecting in this way, and they will also connect through this interventricular septum according to this. So this is how through interventricular septum it will pass and it will connect papillary muscles of both. So if you see the loop, it is in exactly, this loop will be in this shape. So therefore, very simple, the deep group of ventricular muscles will be arranged in a specialized loop in such a way that they are attached to the papillary muscles of both the ventricles, but they will pass through, they are connecting the papillary muscles of both the ventricles, they are attached to the papillary muscles of both the ventricles, they are connecting the papillary muscles of both the ventricles, but they will pass through interventricular septum. That is why that shape. And their contraction, what will it happen? What will it do? Because of their contraction, it will reduce this diameter of the ventricles. That is, the transverse diameter of the ventricles will be reduced because of their contraction. So this is how the pattern of arrangement of deep group of ventricular muscles are there in a specialized loop, connecting the papillary muscles of both the ventricles, but the fibers will pass through interventricular septum and their contraction will reduce the transverse diameter of the ventricles. So with this we have finished the gross anatomy of the arrangement of the cardiac muscles. Thank you very much.